Hi, I'm Christian.
And I'm Jacob, and today we're talking about family. You know, one cool thing that my family always did is on Valentine's Day, my mom would bake the dough for these chocolate eclairs, and as the kids, we could gather around and shape our pieces of the dough into whatever we wanted. My sister would make a heart, I would make a heart with an arrow going through it, and then afterwards we'd bake them, cover them with chocolate, fill them with cream, and just bite into these delicious desserts together as a family.
That sounds delicious. I'll be there next Valentine's. Well, let's watch today's God story and hear about what Timothy learned about family. Watch this.
So a little known fact about me is I went to culinary school, which means I like to think I have a good palate and I can discern some food. But some of my friends wanted to test this. So we've got a blindfold this time and our trademark patent Spoon on a Stick 2000. They're gonna feed me some food, see if I can figure out what it is. Here we go. It's sweet. I'm gonna say it's like a fig. Dried figs. That's right. Hey everyone, good to be back with you. It's Aaron here. So I had a friend named Adam who lived with us for a year. And Adam became like a brother to me. Even though he wasn't legally or blood related to me, he just did all the same things that a brother would do. He became like my older brother. We would hang out, we would joke together, we'd wrestle, whatever it was. He became like family. And in our God story today, we're reminded of something really cool. Because of Jesus, because of what he did to bring us together, we are family. And that's today's big idea. So we're back in 1 Timothy, and this is a letter that's from family to family. This is from Paul, who remember is a spiritual parent to Timothy, who's a little bit of a younger leader, kind of up and coming. Let's read together what Paul has to say. Never speak harshly to an older man, but appeal to him respectfully as you would to your own father. Talk to younger men as you would to your own brothers. Treat older women as you would your mother, and treat younger women with all purity as you would your own sisters. So if I can sum that up, it's basically treat everyone like they're family. Imagine if we treated everybody like they're our mother or our father or brothers and sisters. This isn't something that's easy. It's often very difficult, but this can change the world. And Paul goes on to tell Timothy to take care of the widows. Now the widows in their context were the people that really needed help at the time. And there are people around us that need our help now. And we're called to be involved with them, to show them love and respect, and to just be involved and care for them. Now, while we're focusing on being family together, Paul also says that there's some things that can distract us from that, particularly the love of money. When we focus on money at the cost of all other things, it's not gonna lead to anything good. But he wants us to focus on the relationships, on God and everyone else in our lives. Let's see what Paul had to write to Timothy. Pursue righteousness and a godly life, along with faith, love, perseverance, and gentleness. Fight the good fight for the true faith. Hold tightly to the eternal life to which God has called you. And he goes on to continue to write that God gives life to everything. And because of that, because God is giving life and creating good things, that is why we're all brought together. Through him, through Jesus. That's why we are family. So what does that mean that we're all family? Well, when we fight, when we argue, not all families get along. When we disagree with each other, we still are family. So we apologize and we forgive each other and we reconcile. And when we celebrate, guess what? We're all still family. We get to celebrate together. See, that's what family does. We by no means are a perfect family, but we are brought together through God's love. And together, we can make an impact in the world. And that's the big idea for this week. Look to your left, look to your right. Everyone you can see, we are family. That's it for this week, guys. See you later.
Okay, so we might not be the perfect family, but we are family. So if we disagree or hurt each other, we can apologize, work through it, and reconcile.
Yeah, and you know what? That's gonna bring us as close as we can get to being a perfect family.
Yeah. We'd like to share with you another episode from our Let's Talk series. Let's watch it now and discuss it later.
Hi everyone, welcome to another episode of Let's Talk. My name's Anita and I'm here with Jordan Haywood. Thank you for joining us today.
It's my pleasure to be here.
And Jordan, you were telling me about something that happened to you when you were waiting for a ride. Can you tell us about that?
Absolutely, absolutely. So this was a few years ago. I was a third-year social work student in university. on my way home from an evening class. So it was kind of late at night, just got off the train, and I was waiting for my ride to come and pick me up. This time of night, it's not a whole lot of people riding the train, so it was pretty desolate. It was me and one other individual, young man, probably around 19, 20, really big dude, like super jacked. Looked like he has been going to the gym many, many days a week. And he was a Caucasian brother. Nonetheless, he's sitting about this distance away. I'm standing, and he's having a phone call with who I presume is just a friend of his. And at some point in the middle of his conversation, I hear him say, yeah, and I'm sitting right next to and he uses the N-word. Clearly to describe me. There was nobody else around at this point. And right away, my heart starts beating. I'm not sure why he is saying this. I'm not sure what he's going to say next. I'm not sure what he's trying to provoke from me, but clearly is describing me. And he goes on in detail to describe what I'm wearing, how tall I am, how thin I am, to this person, whoever it is he's speaking to on the phone. Naturally, in a moment like this, our brains, our bodies go into fight, flight, or freeze mode. So I'm contemplating in these quick little seconds, do I try to fight this guy? Do I just sock him in the face and try and run away? And I immediately think, no, that's not the Jesus way to do things. And also, I'd definitely lose that fight. Do I run away? But I hadn't quite felt that the level of threat was high enough for me to do that yet. I was still kind of feeling it out. And before I could think of what to say, what to do, God intervened. And he put these words on my mouth that just kind of fell out before I had a chance to decide what to do. And I said, hey. He looked at me, he put his phone down on his shoulder, just ready to receive what I was going to do or say. And I said, God bless you, brother. To which he said, what? He was confused. I was confused. I didn't anticipate that. And I truly, as much now as in that moment, believe that God put those words on my mouth to speak, to diffuse the tense situation, and to respond to him in a way that would actually offer peace, compassion, almost looking behind the aggression that he was coming at me with and seeing the person behind that.
Wow, Jordan, I can really see Jesus and how you responded to that situation. How can we show that kind of love to others?
I think what it comes down to is never settling for the narrative of us versus them in any situation. Not settling for the narrative of right and wrong, who's in, who's out, who's good, who's bad, but really seeing people through a Jesus-shaped lens that says, I'm able to see the image of God in every single person, be that the friendly neighbor or the person who's actually coming at me with aggression, the person whose thinking is really twisted, and I disagree with that, but I still see that God has a heart for this person, a heart to love this person, a heart to adopt this person into his family, into his kingdom. And we get to be vessels of that kind of love, that kind of compassion. And I think when we live that out with everyone we encounter, not only do we experience healing, but we're also able to offer healing to the people we are in relationship with.
Wow. Thank you so much for being here and sharing that story with us today. It was a pleasure to have you.
Thank you.
Wow, Jordan, that was a scary and difficult situation. But the way that you responded to aggression and intolerance with love just shows how Jesus' love is shining through you.
Yeah, you can clearly see that it was an uncomfortable situation and painful to be in, but Jordan, you handled it in such a loving way that you have won this guy over and you have my utmost respect.
Thank you for sharing your story. It's not one that I will easily forget. And it reminds me of what you were saying earlier, Christian, that as a family, as God's family, when we hurt each other, we need to respond with forgiveness and apologize so we can reconcile.
Yeah. Well, let's break into our small groups and see how this looks like in our own lives.